Well, I think what we're moving towards is a much more modular approach to the market. The current issues that we have in the marketplace are timing to power. And, to get distribution right is taking literally years between interconnection studies, studies with large electrical engineering firms, and all that time that is taken to get those pieces done is just not something we need in the market right now. What we need is something we can deploy at speed. Speed is the name of the game right now, and we have such a large road ahead of us to get deployed power. It really needs to become a modular solution, and that modular solution needs to solve interconnection problems in a fashion that we can eliminate a lot of the interconnection studies that are required to do that. It also needs to be more centric around accepting what creates electrons. And when I say creates electrons, that is a number of things. It can be turbines, it can be engines, it could be wind, solar, or things that aren't even out yet in the market. We know geothermal's coming along in the marketplace as well. SMRs are coming along. All those pieces really are about creating electrons. And the question is, how do we make a modular solution that can grow and also allow you to have things of the future that are going to be coming down the pipe? We're quickly moving to what we call an energy sovereignty path, right? In the past, everyone has depended on the grid. The grid, unfortunately, is not got the reliability that we've depended on and have been accustomed to in the past. If you read the recent IEA and EIA reports, we have some serious problems with the grid. When you think about by 2030, the number of outages will increase by 100x, that's a serious problem. So in today's marketplace, you have to have an energy product that keeps your facilities running because without energy in today's marketplace, you really can't produce revenue. So that creates energy sovereignty. And energy sovereignty is more than just data centers for mission critical. Mission critical, I like to use the term, what's your mission critical? Because mission critical to a data center is different than mission critical to a residence or a multifamily unit. A multifamily unit can be hit by a storm. Having that power restored quickly during the storm prevents people from being put out on the streets. When you're put out on the streets, it taxes FEMA. There's a lot of costs associated with that. So energy sovereignty becomes a big piece. So what we believe is in our marketplace and what we're doing is developing the products that allow us to move ahead with energy sovereignty, meaning I'm in charge of my own destiny as it comes to creating power. So if you can be in charge of your own destiny with power, you're in charge of how you can control your business, how you control your revenue, and how you control your deployment. And that's really our focus. We're really focused on the integration of, the Edison and Westinghouse battle. Westinghouse won the original battle, and we built this great distribution and transmission system on AC power. Unfortunately, the complications of the grid today and the complications of where power has grown and the need for reliability has changed the dynamics where the Edison principles of having power closest to the source is not only cheaper, but it's more reliable in the end. So we're in the convergence of that. So what we're really focused on is how do we have a behind the meter, what we call a sub-cycle stability bus that keeps the customer relevant with the grid as opposed to not only being independent from the grid, but working in conjunction with the grid. We believe the grid of the future is combining of the two strategies, and we like to stay focused on really what Edison's principles were. Edison's principles were it needs to be easy for the consumer to understand and easy for the consumer to use, and that's really what makes a go-to-market strategy work. That's our goal at E2, and that's what we're focused on. So for us, the leadership changes. We have this 100-year of history on the grid, and innovation is not easily accepted in the energy space. The current people that run the grid in the marketplace are very large oligopic companies, right? So you have utilities which are effectively government monopolies, and they're very resistant to change. Unfortunately, in the marketplace right now, change is essential to fixing the grid. So we can't take no for an answer the first time. We have to keep at the table. We keep pressing innovation, doing things off on our own. So experimenting. We haven't done a lot of experimenting since NASA went to the moon in the United States from a big perspective. So having that come from the private side is really one of the challenges and one of the focuses that we take to heart. And so, if I were to tell you 5 years ago, everybody thought I was crazy, I would be true. We didn't get anyone to accept what we were trying to say, that we need a bus behind the meter that allows us to stabilize the grid, because ultimately that's what will propel both us and the grid forward. So we've been very focused on that innovation and really is keeping true to who you are and what you believe. Are we 100% right? No. Do we fit every situation? No. But the pieces that we do fit, we definitely want to be arguing and bringing our point to market and showing the information and the true facts, because there's a lot of information out there that is embedded in historical context, but not embedded in fact of how we move forward in the future.